Let's try this again and see if this works better. Welcome back, my good people. And I want to be able to chat with y'all, so I'm trying to connect. Alright, there we go. Welcome back, my people. So hopefully I can show y'all without losing it. As soon as I moved my camera before, it lost the stream, but my tomato plant over here, I'm scared to move it. My tomato plant is what I'm going to be breaking down. But yeah, I'm breaking down my tomato plant, but I'm going to be keeping things up like my winter squash, my leafy greens, my herbs, because that's the type of stuff that can actually sustain the cold temperatures throughout the winter. And I'm just going to add a layer of mulch or a layer of leaves and put a frost cover over it, and it'll be perfectly fine. But things like tomatoes, they don't do well once it gets cold, so I'm gonna start getting this stuff on out of here. Now this is a live stream, so do bear some of the sound you hear. Sorry about that. So do bear some of the sound you hear. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna over some of these tomatoes and show y'all what we have left, and pickle actually some of them. See those? Oops. There's some of the tomatoes. The squirrels were out here earlier, y'all, just devouring my tomatoes. And don't be afraid to harvest them when they're green. You can actually pickle these, put these in your salad, eat them raw. So we're gonna harvest them all. Come on in this garden. Here's some more red ones. But like I said, you can harvest some green or red, but I'm gonna pickle my green ones so that I can put them in my salad, give them a nice bite and flavor to them with some pepper flakes and things like that. But you can pickle your tomatoes just like you do your cucumbers. So don't think that just because your tomatoes, especially these type of tomatoes, I have some cherry tomatoes and then I have some beefsteak tomatoes, you can pickle those as well, especially when they're green. They still have a good flavor, so I'm not gonna let them go to waste. Even though you can put them in your compost as well, but I'm not gonna use them in that way. I'm actually gonna use them as edible food and just pickle them, just like canning. And it's a lot of plant, y'all. Tomatoes grow, depending on the kind you have, they grow like vines. They're called determinate or indeterminate tomatoes. And I actually have a video that discusses that. So don't forget, like, subscribe, share. That way you don't miss those videos where I get more in depth about indeterminate and determinate tomatoes and what the differences are. But yeah, I got a lot of tomatoes to harvest. I want to move the camera around, but the last time I did that, I lost a signal. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a while before I start moving it around. But I do have a lot still growing here. Like my flowers are still doing well. I put down some a bed of leaves as mulch in my garden a couple of days ago, but I only did half because I wanted to show y'all how I actually do it. My grapevines, I don't know if you can see that, my grapevines are everywhere. They're doing well, but I'm gonna pin those up on some chicken wire that I have up on my awning so I can let those vine up there and keep them out of the garden and still use my space. I don't have that much space, y'all, but you can utilize a lot of your space to do a lot. Let me see if I can shift this and turn this so y'all can see some of what I'm doing. Hopefully y'all can see it. Ooh, jeez Louise. Ooh. Getting old, y'all, getting old. Alright, so now that I've harvested most of these off of here, I'm just gonna cut this down. cut my tomato plant down, and that's not going to go to waste as well. I'm hoping y'all can see this.
No. You ain't see any of that.
The view is not too bad, but I'm cutting down this tomato plant in sections, y'all, because I'm going to use that as like mulch in this garden to help winterize the garden. Use that as green instead of just throwing it in the trash. It can be a part of the compost. Now you can make a compost pile like I have in your garden, or you can use it as compost to winterize your garden throughout the winter, which is what I'm going to do this year. So I have my leaves, I have my bag of leaves, which is my nitrogen and what I'm using for my brown, and then the green that I'm using is these old tomato plants and any green foliage I have around the garden. I'm not really going to put too many weeds in it because a lot of those weeds could have seeds in them, and I don't want to reintroduce those seeds back into the ground when I want to minimize the amount of weeds that I have in my garden. Like I said, this is live, y'all. But I don't know if y'all saw the post I shared from Instagram from the Black Forager. She has an excellent video about the importance of keeping your leaves in your garden. So I'm gonna let her shine in that way, but I also have a video in my series of garden videos that y'all can check out. So don't forget, y'all, like, subscribe, share the channel. Because when you subscribe...
How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm good. What was your name again, brother? I can't...
Mike.
Mace.
One of my neighbors walking by saying hi. But when you subscribe to the channel, you get more in-depth series on my garden and what I do. And feel free to comment below, y'all. Feel free to drop any comments or questions that y'all have in the chat. I'm here for y'all today, here to answer any questions. These little babies, these I'm not really going to hold on to. These are actually going to go into the compost, into the ground. The seeds are not really developed. They don't really have a lot of meat, or they're not really sizable to pickle. I mean, you can still pickle them, but they're not really going to do too much for you. So I'm actually going to put these in the compost. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. But as I harvest all my tomatoes, I'll show you all the different variety of sizes that I use to pickle and can and things like that. But I'm going to break it down as I go, because as you can see, it's a lot of plant, and it was still doing well because, like I said, it's been unseasonably warm here in Philadelphia. Normally I would have been started breaking down these gardens, but it's been warm enough to keep them. We've had a few weeks where it got cold for a short amount of time, but nothing sustainable, nothing significant. I mean, not sustainable. So I'm breaking down all this green, getting all my tomatoes as I go. Alright, so I'll say this to y'all. I'm going to try to move this camera around. Like I said, I'm going live on my GoPro for the first time, so I'm not sure how well I was going to do with the signal. If I lose this signal,